It's time for the Pizza Pie Noodle Race. Representatives from each campus will compete in this ultimate challenge of speed, agility, and style. Let's hear it for our contestants from Bennett Elementary, Burks Elementary, Caldwell Elementary, Edens Elementary, Finch Elementary, Fraser Elementary, Glen Oaks Elementary, Reuben Johnson Elementary, Lawson Early Childhood School, Malvern Elementary, McClure Elementary, McGowan Elementary, McNeil Elementary, Minshew Elementary, Press Elementary, Slaughter Elementary, Valley Creek Elementary, Vega Elementary, Walker Elementary, Webb Elementary, Wilmouth Elementary, Wolford Elementary, Cockrell Middle School, Dowell Middle School, Evans Middle School, Fabian Middle School, Scott Johnson Middle School, McKinney Boyd High School, the McKinney High School, McKinney North High School and Serenity High School, DAEP, JJAEP, and CRC. Our contestants will balance their pizza pie on the noodle as they race to midfield and back. If their pizza pie falls off the noodle, they will need to stop, rebalance the pizza pie, and then continue the race. The first person to make it back to the sideline with their pizza pie on the noodle wins the competition trophy. And the campus that shows the most team spirit will win the Spirit Trophy. Contestants, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go!
All right, we have the results. Are you ready? The winner of the race, even though I think I saw him cheating, but I love you, Mr. Pinio, is McKinney North Bulldogs. And the winner of the Spirit section, I'm proud to say as where both of my kids go, is Fraser Gators.
Presenting the colors this morning are cadets from the McKinney High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag and the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for the national anthem, performed today by choir and orchestra students from all our elementary, middle, and high schools. The Star-Spangled Banner will be signed by students from our American Sign Language classes. seated and enjoy this special presentation from all three of our high school band, cheerleading, drill team, and theater departments.
When you're an adult, when you have a very special duty, out with the adults. When you're an adult, you're obligated to the clan. It's family first and family last, and family by and by. When you're an adult, your standard answers don't apply. When you're an adult, you do what adults do or and all that jazz.
special thank you to the talented students and teachers from our visual arts, band, choir, dance, orchestra, theater, and cheer organizations. We are inspired by your hard work and proud of your dedication to excellence in the fine arts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Mayor of McKinney, Texas, Bill Cox.
Hey, I was talking with some of your school board members, and you can feel the energy when you walk in the building, and it's only rising. This is a great day. This is a great day. And for me, personally, it's an honor to be a McKinney ISD graduate, 1982, Fighting McKinney Lion. Yeah, and now I'm here talking to you as your mayor. That's pretty cool. Hey, I'm here to let you know that your city supports what you do. Okay, your city supports what you do. We appreciate every single one of you, and it's important for you to hear that from the mayor, that we support you. What you do is important to not only the school district, but to the city as well. When people move here, when companies move to McKinney, they don't ask about the golf course or the pickleball. The first thing they ask is, tell us about the school system. And for us to be able to say we are proud of our school system is really cool. It's really cool. So thank you. Thank you for what you do. And you guys need to know that you are appreciated. Every single one of you, we appreciate what you do in the classroom, out of the classroom, the examples that you set. You are appreciated. Hey, you guys have a great day, and I'm honored to be here as your mayor. Go MISD. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome McKinney ISD School Board President Amy Dankel.
I told her, as a former kindergarten teacher, I can get loud, but not that loud. I needed the microphone back. All right, I just have a few things to share, but first, I want to tell you at the onset of this, I am not anti-technology at all. I'm very pro-technology. But I want to, before I give you my message, I want to talk just a second about AI and focus on the artificial. Because I've read a lot of stuff in the news lately, like use AI to see how much you should get paid for a job. And the women doctors with the exact same experience were the AI said, asked for half the salary of the men doctors. And I'm like, really? Come on. And then there was, the one I really enjoyed was people who are online dating and text dating with all AI, and they meet the person and they're like, this person's an idiot. How could they have said all this? Well, then I thought back to when I was writing comments on report cards for my sweet little angel kindergartners and first graders. And those of you who have taught more than a minute know when you present something to the parents who think this child is God's gift to the world, you can't say, hey, he's a thief. You've got to say things like, unfortunately, such and such has difficulty knowing what really belongs to him or her. And so I would do comments like that for, all kinds of things. And then I would run them past my husband, who's not in education. And I said, what am I getting at? And he's like, oh, that kid's a pain in the... And I'm like, yes. So I do feel like AI is going to really help fine-tune some of that for y'all. And I think educationally, AI will, like you can say, this is the questions the kid missed. What do you think we need to work on? And that might make it a little faster for you. I'm sure there's a lot of great things to do with AI. Well, I just worry about the authenticity of all this. And I'm getting real judgy with it, which I'll be really honest with you, I can get really judgy. So I had decided last week, I'm not going to use AI when I come up with this talk. And if I do, I'm going to tell you about it. Well, then the judgy comes right back to bite you. In our church, when we send people off on mission trips or spiritual walks, they ask members of the congregation who know the person to write them a letter. You write it up, they open it while they're there, it's all kumbaya. Well, I had to write, or had the opportunity to write one of these. I sat down, highlighted some points, AI'd it. I not only AI'd it, I had the cursive font that looked better than my handwriting, picked a beautiful color, printed it out, sent it off with this person. Well, they come to me in tears and say, that was the most meaningful letter I have ever received. It means so much to me. And then the guilt sets in. But then I remembered I'm Methodist. We're all about grace. So I moved right on from that. So to my point, things are wild out there, wild in the world. First thing I want to say is thank you so much for being a voter in our local elections. Superintendent Pratt is going to introduce our board next, and I will just leave it at that. Thank you that I'm now dealing with people who really, really care and put our students first. With this wild world we live in, I truly believe there are only two things that we have control over, and that is our attitude and our effort. And so on behalf of our board and the staff, your fellow teammates, especially the students, I would like to say thank you first for your attitude. We acknowledge as a board that there are some of you at different schools teaching different subjects, dealing with different teams due to budget cuts. And we don't want to gloss over that, but we want to say thank you for having a good attitude. And also, I know you bring your best effort for the students of McKinney ISD every day. And so on behalf of the board, I would just like to say thank you for that effort also. Have a great year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Superintendent of Schools, Shawn Pratt.
Good morning. Good morning. Before I start, after listening to Amy, I've got a bit of a confession. Over the last few weeks, I've been using OneNote to put thoughts and ideas down for this morning, and I did take all of those and put them in ChatGPT and say, organize this for me, please. So I'm guilty. But good morning, McKinney ISD. Welcome to the 25-26 school year. We are so excited for another opportunity for our district to make the difference in the lives of over 23,000 students. 23,000 students that need your guidance, your wisdom, your humor, your counseling, and your heart. Before I get going any further, I want to take time to recognize some people. You heard our Mayor Bill Cox, and he had to leave. They actually had a budget meeting, and they had to start late so he could come here today and speak. But I want to say that it is awesome that we have another mayor that loves McKinney ISD, supports McKinney ISD. I've known Bill a long time. He mentioned he's a product of McKinney ISD. His wife is a product of McKinney ISD. His kids are products of McKinney ISD. And so he has been a great supporter. And so we are very lucky to have another mayor that loves our school district. And that's the city council also. I don't know how much you pay attention to it, but if you do, you know our city council backs our school district in every turn. And so we're very fortunate to have those folks support us. Next, I want to recognize our school board. And Ms. Dankel mentioned them, and she's spot on. We have 7 board members that love public education and love McKinney ISD. And we are in great shape with 7 board members that have no agenda other than they want our district to be the best they can be. I want to recognize them each individually. I'm going to ask them to stand and wave to you. And obviously, Miss Amy Dankel is our board president. Former McKinney ISD long-term principal, Mr. Harvey Oaxaca, is our vice president. And our longest-standing board member, Ms. Lynn Sperry, is our secretary. We have trustee Miss Stephanie Odell. Trustee Larry Jagers couldn't be here this morning. His daughter's having surgery, and he told me to tell you he was sorry he couldn't make it. But Mr. Larry Jagers, please give him a hand. New to our current board, but not new to the board because he did a stint and he is back with us, and we are blessed that he is, and that's Trustee Kenneth Ussery. And new to our board and a former McKinney ISD employee also, Mr. Corey Homer. I want to introduce our cabinet. I couldn't do the job I do without our cabinet. We have a great team that works very, very hard, and I just want to thank them this morning and recognize them for all the great work they do. I'm going to start with our Deputy Superintendent of School Leadership, Ms. Melanie Raleigh. Our Assistant Superintendent of Business and Operations, Dr. Dennis Womack. Our Assistant Superintendent of Communications and Public Relations, Dr. Shelley Spalding. Our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Alana Chisholm. And our Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Dr. Amber Epperson. Next, I want to recognize the men and women who keep our schools safe each and every day. We're blessed to have these individuals, our ASOs, that protect our elementary schools, and our SROs that protect our secondary schools. And these guys are actually part of our family. It's amazing every time I go to a campus to see how they are part of the culture of the school and part of that family. Yes, thank you. I can tell you that since we have an armed security officer in every school in McKinney ISD now, I promise you I can rest a little better at night. Gentlemen, women, we appreciate you very, very much. I want to thank this morning Dr. Spalding and her communications groups, Carla Schumacher, Marissa Diaz, and I'm leaving a lot of people out that did a lot of things this morning, but thank you very much to that group for making this happen. I want to thank our fine arts, Dr. Critchfield, all of our fine arts directors. This morning would not be what it is without all of our students out here, and what you guys do with our students is unbelievable. Thank y'all very much. Last, I want to thank our principals for being good sports, coming out here and sweating, but giving us some entertainment. So thank you to our principals. You know, all those groups I've recognized are an integral part of McKinney ISD and performing different responsibilities in our district. But it's because of the team of people, no individual, the team of individuals that make this school district so great. So thank all of you and what you do. So McKinney ISD, welcome back to the brand new school year. We're kicking it off. We're here together, standing on the edge of another year of promise, potential, and purpose. I want to begin with just saying thank you. Thank you for continuing to show up. Thank you for continuing to fight the good fight. Thank you for choosing every day the best profession in the world if you want to make difference in people's lives. You're not just educators, you're difference makers, and you're heroes. We have the best teachers, administrators, and staff in the state of Texas. I firmly believe that. You love our kids. You pour your hearts out, your energy, your intellect, and your passion. You give that every single day. You live our vision of every student every day, and today we celebrate you before we kick off this school year. We acknowledge that the road has not been easy. The last 5 years have changed everything. The pandemic didn't just disrupt classrooms, it reshaped society, and it left its mark on our students. And just as they were coming back, we found a new storm, and that was a political one. Suddenly, books became battlegrounds, classrooms became targets of misinformation. Teachers were accused of indoctrinating simply for doing their job. helping kids think critically, loving learning, and becoming better human beings. The noise has been deafening, but you, McKinney ISD, did not flinch. You ran into the storm, took it head on. As a result, you kept doing what matters. You educated kids, you counseled them, you believed in them, you stood in the gap. And that courage, that grit, and that focus is why we're here today stronger than ever despite all the hurdles. And despite those hurdles that were thrown at you, last year was very, very successful in McKinney ISD. I want to show a few slides and talk about the success. I want to take a second and look backwards at the success we had, the great things that you accomplished before we move forward. This first slide shows it all. We have said from day one we care more about student growth than a one-day test in the spring they call the STAR. We measure what truly matters, and in math, reading, science, our MAP data proves that. When you take every McKinney ISD student and compare their growth from the spring of 24 to the spring of 25, the typical national range, a percentile of 50% or 50 percentile, we blew past that in all math, reading, and science. McKinney ISD exceeded the typical national growth. And not only that, we outgrew ourselves from the previous year. So please give yourself a hand for what you did. Our CCMR, our college, career, and military readiness scores are nothing short of remarkable. In 2023, the percentage of graduating seniors that earned their CCMR credit was 52, 61, and 64. At the end of the 24-25 school year, the percent of graduating seniors that earned their CCMR credit was 98, 98, and 99. Yes, give yourselves a hand. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because of intentional collaborative work across campuses and departments. So if you played a role in that, thank you very, very much. Let's talk about discipline. One of our key goals in our strategic plan was to reduce disciplinary placements across the district. And in 2024-25, as you can see, we decreased alternative placements by 20.5%. That is because our teachers and our administrators build great relationships, create engaging classrooms, model empathy and structure, and when that happens, our students rise to the occasion. So thank you very, very much. Our next is attendance. As you know, in 2024, we'd improved our attendance by 2 percentage points by putting an emphasis on that. Last year, we focused on chronic absenteeism, and we were able to reduce students with chronic absences by 46% across our district. That's 1,600 students that had chronic absences that we were able to fix. So thank you very much. Our McKinney Accountability Survey had almost 12,000 responses from students, staff, and parents. And for a second year in a row, the perceptions improved across the board. Not one stakeholder group declined, even during a tough year. That says everything about the climate on our campuses that you create. So thank you very much. Last, I'm going to talk about the STAR. We have to play that game, right? So we're going to talk about it. Our STAR results were up also. 20 campuses improved their overall scores. And by our estimations, this will get released next Wednesday, and we'll know for sure, but we have all the data. And by our estimations, McKinney ISD will have improved 6 points on the A through F accountability with the state of Texas. So thank you very, very much for your hard work. We did that, you did that. You know, McKinney ISD is a great place with great staff, great kids, and great families, and a community that knows our hearts. We heard it from our mayor. We had an outstanding last year, and Carlos Shoemaker made us a video to take one last look at last year before we look forward.
Diving in while the current's fast. Gotta leave the past, it's in the past. Yeah, I won't look back. Strike a match, watch the flames grow higher. We can burn much brighter.
It would be wonderful if we could all say that, 100 years from now, people remember us for that life that we lived, building a legacy.
One step at a time. Here we go.
I don't know. What are you doing if you're not jumping out of a plane?
Feel the blood rushing through my veins. Got some brand new wings. No, we won't go back. What does
100 years of excellence, how fantastic can that be?
the smallest change can make you feel alive? Here we never slowing down, darling. Here we
Hard to believe that it was 25 years ago I was here celebrating the opening of Walker Elementary.
What does it take to feel this alive? Every day we're gonna try. What does it take to feel this alive? Chase down our fears till they're forced to hide. What does it take to feel this alive?
They'll be clapping, they'll be cheering, everyone will be smiling. It's going to be great.
Here we go. No, we're never slowing down, darling. Here we go. Never slowing down. No, we're never slowing down. We'll get lost until we're found. No, we're never slowing down, darling. Here we go.
We've got one more video in a minute, but please give Carla Schumacher a hand. A few years ago, I stood in front of you the first time as superintendent, and I told the story, and I'm going to give a shorter version of it this morning for those of you who are new the last couple of years. But I told the story of the buffalo and how the buffalo during the winter on the eastern plains, when the snowstorms come off the Rocky Mountains into the eastern plains, you got the cattle and the buffalo. The cattle try to run away from the storm, therefore they're in the storm longer, and they often die and freeze to death. But the buffalo have a different strategy, and they turn and head straight into that storm. Therefore, they're in it for a shorter period of time, and they always survive the storm. And I tell you that story because I said it then, and I say it now, and it's more true than it was a couple years ago. We are the buffalo. You guys take education, which continues to get harder and harder, and you're here, you fight the good fight, and you go straight into the storm. And I admire each and every one of you for what you do every day, and despite it being difficult. So thank you very much. With courage, conviction in your heart, you do it. You do the hard work. And really, it's not hard work. You know what it is? It's heart work that you do every day with our students. So it's not a job, it's a calling, it's not a profession, it's a lifestyle. So this year, storms may still come. I think we saw that in the 89th legislature. But there is not a team anywhere in this state that I'd rather face it with than the people in this stadium right now. In McKinney ISD, we take the next kid that walks through the door. No matter their background, no matter their need, we just wrap our arms around them, and we know we can help them. We mentally, physically, emotionally, we can help them grow, thrive, and dream bigger than they ever have. That's what we do here. It's what I've always loved about McKinney ISD. It's why I did, after my student teaching 32 years ago, it's why I've stayed in this district the entire time, because we have people that love kids. John Wayne once said, courage is being scared to death and saddling up anyway. And that's what we've done every single day. The noise around public education is louder than ever. The pressure is heavier. Sometimes it feels like we're defending our work more than we're allowed to do our work. But courage is what keeps us centered. Courage is what keeps us steady. And courage is what keeps us focused on what matters the most, and that's our students. Without courage, we drift. With courage, we lead. This year, we will keep charging toward what matters most. We're going to hold the line on academic and personal growth for students and staff. We're going to continue to pursue financial stability without compromising our mission. And we will reinforce the culture of care that McKinney ISD has always been famous for. That family atmosphere that we have always had, we will keep and we will protect. We will not shrink, we will not hide. We will walk into the storm because it matters now more than ever. As Winston Churchill once said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. This year will look a little different. Texas lawmakers made sure of that by passing 103 public education bills this last spring. And they're not done, they're in special session, and there's more to come. But they're full of mandates, they're full of laws that we all have to be in compliance with, that we're working very hard on. But these new rules will not, it might shape our work, but it will not define our purpose as educators. What can't be written, yes, thank you. What can't be written into law or policy is the magic that you perform in the classroom every day. The trust you build with our students, the hope you give our students, the belief you plant, and the difference you make in their lives every single day. No legislation can ever change that. In the end, our students are not going to remember a House bill or a Senate bill. What they will remember is that somebody in McKinney ISD believed in them, cared about them, and changed their life. Teachers, what you do for our students is unbelievable, and I want you to know that we see you.
Teachers, don't listen to the noise.
My teacher empowers me.
My teacher is impressive.
My instructors are like second parents to me.
My teacher is special because she takes me to the motor lab.
My teacher pushes me further than I ever thought I could.
My teacher created an environment that's warm and welcoming.
My coach means more to me than words can describe.
My instructors changed the way I think and the way I view things.
My teacher keeps me engaged. My teacher made me feel normal.
My instructor pushed me farther than I ever thought I could go.
My teacher is my mentor and supporter.
My teacher helps me journal.
My coach prayed for me, and he showed up when I needed him the most.
My teacher pushed me to become a better person.
And she says it sometimes.
She's so silly.
Yeah, sometimes.
She's sometimes strict, but it's for my own good.
She always believes in me, like, no matter what.
And no matter what, she's always cheering us on. She always wants to know when my next cross-country meet is.
He is probably one of the best teachers I've ever had.
But she took the time to really get to know everyone in the class.
It was just so much easier with her along my side.
He's funny.
Like if you're having a bad day or you're tired, you just walk into her class and she's all happy, jumping around. It makes your day.
I know that I matter in this program, and I know that the coaches care for me and that I have a community.
They just instilled professionalism and maturity and selflessness. They exemplify that all the time.
And it's just really awesome to have a teacher there that supports me and empowers me through everything I do.
He's very patient, calm, extremely caring.
It's everything about him that makes him good.
She tries her hardest, absolute hardest, in everything she does, and it's very admirable.
Whenever you walk into the room, he always asks how your day was. When you leave, he always says goodbye, have a great day.
After a year with her, I feel like I could do anything.
She's a person I look up to.
I've been blessed to have him for 2 years and hopefully a third.
She's my favorite coach, and she knows it too. It was so fun in her class. My teacher is Miss Diescu.
My teacher is Miss Megan. My teacher is Miss Angel.
My instructor is Sergeant Major Don Hernandez.
My teacher is Miss Reeves.
My coach is Coach Softly.
My coach is Coach Leonard.
My teacher is Miss Abel.
My teacher is Mrs. Snello.
My teacher is Mr. Thomas.
Everyone calls him Mr. T, though.
My teacher is Miss Bicheka.
My teacher is Mr. B.
My teacher is Miss Epps. She will never back down to any problem. She'll never back down, you know?
Teachers don't back down.
Don't back down.
Teachers don't give up. Teachers need to. You got this, teachers.
Teachers, you're doing an amazing job.
You are noticed, and we appreciate you very dearly.
Teachers, thank you.
They're so important when you're a kid, because they'll teach you whatever you need to do before you become an adult. Yeah, I'm ready. I could be an adult today.
Teachers, welcome back. It may not look like it, but we love you. Sometimes it doesn't look like we love you, but we do. We appreciate it.
Thank you again, Carla. So let's head McKinney ISD into this next school year knowing who we are, what we do, and why it matters. We are strong, we're united, we're a family, we are McKinney ISD. Thank you. I love you. Our board loves you. We pray for everybody in this district every single day. And let's just make it another great year. And remember one thing, tough times don't last, but tough people do, right? And so let's go into this thing head on. I know you'll appreciate one last thing. By design, we shortened this up this morning so that shade line right there doesn't get into you, right? Yes. Thank you very much. Have a great year. You're dismissed.